But the most telling quote I saw this week regarding Lane Kiffin, he burns bridges that he's still standing on.
That's pretty accurate.
And there's a lot of talk
now. He sets him on fire while he's standing on him and banks on the fact that he can get to the other side before it collapses.
He's pouring the gasoline with the Zippo lighter in one hand.
He has got a business card that says Wile E, Coyote, genius.
Welcome to Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our festive little sports podcast where we always go off topic. And of course, Tim, Matt, and Bill. Welcome, Bill.
Hey, guys.
All right, so we're going to go college football to start. Some very big games yesterday, but the big news that had everyone going, seriously? Lane Kiffin, $90 million right before the playoffs to go to LSU. The worst kept secret in sports. Everybody saw this coming. I mean, is there anything you can even say about this?
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin got a big check. And we expected that. I feel like he's going to regret this decision because I don't know. I mean, he's never won a national championship, and that's the expectation.
Yeah, and LSU.
Now at LSU. Like, he'll win one next year. And the Bayou Army is not going to put up with anything less.
Yeah.
So, they rallied the private jets, and they got over to Oxford, Mississippi. There were literally 3 jets on the tarmac in Oxford, Mississippi.
Well, 2 of those was for his ego, so.
Right, and then one for his family, I guess. And off to the west he went. Ole Miss didn't waste any time, which kudos to them. They picked their defensive coordinator as their next head coach, period. They didn't name him interim. Like, Pete Golding, you're the guy. And you're going to coach us in the CFP. And so there's a good chance they'll lose some recruits to LSU, but not nearly as many by that kind of quick decision.
Yeah.
So, hats off to them.
The rumor now is
look, this is where we are in college football.
Yeah.
The coaches can leave, the kids can leave. And the fan is the one that's stuck staying.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's 2 things. I'm late to college football, so I'm not up on all the gossip and the train wrecks and all this kind of stuff. But the most telling quote I saw this week regarding Lane Kiffin, he burns bridges that he's still standing on.
That's pretty accurate.
And there's a lot of talk
sets him
now.
on fire while he's standing on him and banks on the fact that he can get to the other side before it collapses.
He's pouring the gasoline with the Zippo lighter in one hand.
He has got a business card that says Wile E, Coyote, genius. Like, that's kind of Lane's calling card. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and now they're saying Ole Miss is taking on this underdog status, and the team's buying into this underdog status, and they're hoping that sort of fuels them through the playoffs. So,
absolutely.
Anyway,
they're a good football team. They've got a hell of a quarterback in Trinidad Chambliss, and he's going to play. So, he's not going to pull himself out and do any of that stuff. So, with that kid on the field, they've got as good a chance as anybody.
There we go. Okay, so getting to yesterday, the big wins. Obviously, Indiana over Ohio was the marquee game. I did not see all of it. 13-10, bit of a nail biter. Obviously, a defensive battle. But of course, Georgia handled Alabama no problem, and I'm thinking your contention that Georgia is now number one in the country.
Well, they're not going to get the number one ranking because Indiana is, undefeated.
Yeah.
And first of all, man, did that Indiana defense show up last night. That is some offense that Ohio State puts out on the field. And Indiana's like, we got this. They held them to 10 points.
Yeah.
It's the first time that Ohio State was behind at half all year. And, at the end of the day, when it only matters when you look at the scoreboard and see whose numbers are bigger. And Indiana did the things they had to do to win. It really wasn't a weakness by Ohio State. They did miss a field goal that would have tied it. But I think, again, these are 19-year-old kids kicking these balls, and they're going to miss.
Yeah, high-pressure game.
Yeah. Ohio State doesn't have a weakness. Indiana just beat them.
Yeah, that's incredible. And
they're good.
They're very good. Georgia over Alabama. I did not see the game. It was 27-10 or 27-7 or something. It was a pretty good sounding win.
Yeah.
And Georgia obviously is going to be a real playoff titan. It's going to be hard to beat them. A bit of a debate, though. Does Alabama deserve to be in the playoff? There's some talk that Alabama really shouldn't be there. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to agree with me, but you lose your conference championship game 28-7, and you're the only 3-loss team. Mm-hmm. The only way they stay in is because they're Alabama.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to fly this year. I think it really comes down to, is it Alabama or Miami? And by Virginia losing in the ACC championship, I think you got to put Miami in the playoff.
Yeah. Will it happen? I mean, that's the contention, but will it happen?
It's very, very possible.
Okay.
Very possible.
Texas Tech over BYU, another big game.
That wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, 34-7 there. What, everybody, let's wave to the kids in Provo. They're gone.
Enjoy your mission. See ya.
Yeah. Well, they almost lost their coach this past week too, right? Like the crazy carousel at Penn State was almost had Shiitake, their coach, going to Penn State, and they quickly threw a lovely contract extension at him, and magically he stayed.
Magically.
Yeah.
No,
Pixie dust.
The quarterback from Texas Tech, Morton, isn't he one of the ones that's going to be expected to play on Sundays next year?
He's good. And he's just big, solid, can play from the pocket, can play, mobile. I don't think he'll play next year, but he's definitely going to get drafted high.
Yeah, I figure one of the, in the top 20, he's going to hit one of the teams that are quarterback needy or going to be quarterback needy soon.
Yeah. The kid that I really like on Texas Tech's roster is the linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez.
Yes.
That kid will play on Sunday.
Yeah.
He is a difference maker.
He's got a motor, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100% high motor guy. Football IQ off the charts. He's just in the right position. You look at the tape, he's in the right position on every play. Like, just that kind of instinctual positioning will definitely get him into a Sunday lineup. He had 4 solo tackles yesterday, 13 tackles total. Like, that's a lot for one guy.
Nice. There was you read The Athletic, right?
I do.
Yeah. Did you see the article about university quarterbacks? NFL execs don't want them to enter the draft early. Did you read that article?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I think there's a lot of logic to it.
Yeah, and it's coming from execs too.
Yeah. I think these kids should play 2-3 years. Well, look, there's a case they should play 6 years. Look at Bo Nix.
Yep.
He was ready. He came out ready.
Yeah.
And, these kids that come out 2 years and think at 21 they're ready to play NFL football, I don't know.
No, you're going up against 30-year-olds that are got 60 pounds on you and 3 seconds in the 40. Like, it's just a different world out there.
Yeah, or 160 pounds on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I said it about Arch Manning last week, and you can say it about any of these young guys that are playing football. Is now that the NIL money's there, enjoy the ride.
They're good.
They're good. The experience, you're making cash. Enjoy the experience, the college experience. Live that life, then move on to the next phase. You don't want to rush these things because you can't go back.
Yeah, and
that
prevailing wisdom. The prevailing wisdom in the article. Well, sorry, go ahead. Bill.
No, go ahead, Tim. Nope.
So, thank you. The prevailing wisdom is that A, they're not ready, and they just crash and burn when they leave too early.
Yep.
And B, the NFL gets a better product and it elevates the college product. So it's just win-win.
It's a win-win.
6 years strikes me as a bit long to be in college. 4, 5 max, probably. If you come in as a natural freshman after 4 years, you could probably have enough reps under your belt that you could get drafted and maybe not play your first year. But even Bo Nix, watching one of the games last week, I think, he still looked young. Like, he still made some choke plays.
Oh, yeah.
And it just still looked like he still needed to mature even after 6 years of college. Mm-hmm. So it still takes time. I mean, everybody wants Peyton Manning to get the MVP and take you to the Super Bowl in 2 years or whatever. It doesn't work that way. That's one guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I do think that you're going to see execs being a little more cautious about these kids that try to come out after their sophomore year. I think Arch Manning will stay for a while.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
He's just got good, that family, they know quarterbacks. The Peyton or the Manning camp, right, that they have every year for quarterbacks, they see the best talent in the country every year at that camp. And they've seen how these kids try to go too early. The favorite case for me, do you guys remember David Carr?
Yep.
That kid came out early, went to the Texans. They had like 3 guys like us on their offensive line. And the poor kid spent more time upside down than he did right side up.
Yeah.
And, and his career was cut short. He was one of the most prolific passers in college. And his career was cut short because he couldn't make those NFL split decisions that literally keep your head on your torso at quarterback.
Yeah.
And, I worry about that with Jackson Dart. Even though he played 4 years, I would say he's probably not a mature 4 years.
Yeah.
No.
And he's making some questionable decisions.
Him and Cam Scatterbo were this, dynamic duo in New York for several games. And you knew it just wasn't going to last. Like, they were just playing completely reckless. And you can't do that. I mean, you're just going to get your head taken off, and he's already got a concussion. I mean, it's probably not his first. That's his first in the NFL. And
he's had 3 in the NFL this year.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So
he got rocked last week. Oh my goodness,
he did.
He was a lawn dart, is what he was.
That's awesome.
Jeez.
A lawn dart, a jart.
So I got an article here where the top 25 college football poll as of 11:01 this morning. Indiana's number 1, Georgia moved to 2, Ohio State fell to 3.
Yep.
And the team that I think
they didn't win their
what's that?
Conference championship.
Yeah. The team that I think is not getting enough props is Oregon.
Playoff. Yeah, look. Here's the thing. I think your bye teams are going to be Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas Tech.
Right.
And I have those 1 to 4. Then I think Oregon is 5th. Ole Miss is 6th. A&M 7th. Oklahoma 8. Notre Dame 9. Miami 10. And then you've got, now this isn't the poll, this is the playoff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got 11 Tulane and 12 James Madison.
James Madison, eh?
Does it? But the polling.
Well, they have to get in. They won their conference.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
They're in.
But I mean, once the playoffs start, does any of this matter? Like, does any of this matter? Oregon was number 1 going in last year, and hey, look, we're the Toronto Maple Leafs, right?
Ouch, that hurt, Tim. If I were an Oregon fan, I'd be a little pissed at you. They'd have to be a hockey fan first, which I came across an interesting article this week. We'll talk about it in a second. But look, I think that Oregon, I think any of the top 10 teams could win this. I don't think Tulane's going to win it.
No.
I don't think James Madison's going to win it. I think I can say that with certainty.
That's what I'm rooting for, James Madison.
James Madison, let's go Dukes.
Come in at last place and win the whole thing. Run the board, buddy.
That would be awesome. Look, Oregon on any given day is good. Ole Miss, like you said earlier, Tim's got something to prove. But right now, if you remember the old battery commercial where Robert Conrad had the battery on his shoulder, Indiana's got the battery on their shoulder. They're, undefeated.
Yeah.
And I think Georgia is the number 1 team that could knock it off.
Yeah. They're just too balanced.
I've said this for quite a few weeks now. Georgia does one thing: beat you.
Yeah. And when Ohio loses, America wins.
Everybody wins. Yes, because insufferable Brutus Bucknut fan quiets down for 30 minutes.
Okay. Do you want to jump over to the NFL?
Sure.
So last week we posed the question, can anybody beat the Rams? And it turns out the answer is the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Who knew?
Oh.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah, go.
Is Carolina legit on a building block moving forward, or is this season just an anomaly and they go back to being the dumpster fires next year?
I think and this pains me for me to say, they're legit building.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, I think, has turned the corner.
Well,
I have to agree.
They drafted that young wide receiver, which everybody thought they were crazy because they needed defense. But all of a sudden, you had a target. And the two of them are doing a 1-2, a nice little tandem there. And it's working. And they're going to finish probably top 15 this year, which means they can draft a defender if they want, half decent. or an O-line guy or whatever that they really, really need. Most people thought they were kind of crazy last year because they needed defense, but there they are. They beat the Rams.
Okay, the thing about the Panthers that I like is that they're playing as a team. They're working together. There's no one big stud on it. I mean, even that Tet McMillan that they got only had one catch last week for 43 yards. It was a touchdown, right? You know, he only had the one catch though. But you got Jalen Coker in there, who's 4 catches, 74 yards. They're spreading the ball around. 15 receptions over 2, 4, 6, 8 guys. Like, that's great. Then you got the good Canadian kid, Chubba Hubbard. Good Canadian kid there. You know, he's just running like he's angry at the ground. So, I mean, I think the big thing that happened with Carolina is Matthew Stafford made a mistake. He threw that pick 6. And that put the Rams on their heels and gave Carolina life early. So,
and let's be honest, if you're going to throw a pick 6, do it in the regular season and not the playoffs. Like, it's just a regular season game. The Rams are in. Chances are they're going to be fine. It's one game, but it's a bigger win for Carolina than it is a loss for the Rams. Like, that was a big win for Carolina.
Yeah, it was huge.
Okay.
Wasn't a convenient loss for the Rams. Because the West is pretty even, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, right now it's the Rams and Seahawks tied record-wise. And then you've got so they're both 9-3, and you've got the 49ers at 9-4, right? There's a little game coming up between the Seahawks and the Rams. They better win that one. Otherwise, it starts to get interesting.
Yeah.
Because San Francisco would be even with them, right?
When's San Francisco playing again? Are they in their bye week?
They're on their bye week.
They're in their bye week. Okay.
They're on their bye week.
No problem. So the big games today, the Bills should / better beat the Bengals because, I mean, it's coming down to crunch time.
I don't know.
You just don't know. But it's a toss-up between the Bears and the Packers. That's the big one right there. Not just rivalry-wise, but in the standings. They're pretty much neck and neck. And then hopefully the Texans take out the Chiefs because I think everyone's tired of looking at the Chiefs.
Well, that's what they're saying. Is Chiefs lose this week, they're pretty much done for the season.
I think we said that last week, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, and
they're
then they
6
lost.
and 6.
And then they lost.
Yeah.
So
they're 6 and 6. So if they lose
I think
today,
the Chiefs are done.
they're
so
a game under 500. Yeah.
But if you look at it,
But today,
they win today. They got the Chargers next week. The following week, who did they have? My wife's a Chiefs fan, so I actually know this BS now.
Keep it clean, buddy. PG-13 show.
Then they got the Titans, who's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Right?
They're rebuilding. They got their quarterback. It's going to take some time.
Yeah. But right now, they're not very good.
No.
They're no good right now.
No.
Christmas Day, they have the Broncos. And they finish off with the Raiders. So the Chiefs could technically run the board here. Right?
Lose one of those games.
You know, and that would put them in a playoff spot. You know, they'd be 11 and 6. So that'll get you into the playoffs, right? The Chargers got a tougher route to go. They definitely they got the Eagles on Monday night this week. They have to face Houston, who's just a crazy good team right now for some reason.
Their defense is playing really well, and C.J. Stroud is just C.J. Stroud. He's always my dark horse.
Yeah,
I just love watching that guy play. He's so dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, then they got the Chiefs. They got where are we here? Okay, so the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, who are Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what team's going to show up there, right? Then you got the Texans and the Broncos as the last game of the season. The Chargers are in for a dogfight for the rest of the year, where the Chiefs have a lot of possibilities. So getting that last wild card is possible if they win today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Houston's not going to make it easy on them.
They have to win today.
Yeah. So who else you got
speaking
here?
of Jekyll and Hyde, that Cowboys team is just inconsistent is the word.
Yeah.
And I thought they'd turn the corner, and then they just laid an egg last week.
Yeah. Well, I give credit to the Lions. The Lions played a really good game. They were aggressive. They're coming at them hard. And, they lost, was it CeeDee Lamb went out with concussion protocol?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So that's kind of tough.
But he had dropped 4 or 5 balls before that.
Yeah.
Right?
He
Hadn't
did.
he?
Yeah. He did.
So, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. The Patriots just seem really like frauds to me. They're 11-2, right? Let's give them that. They're 11-2.
Yeah.
They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Panthers before they started winning. They did beat the Bills, one good team. The Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons. Tight one against the Buccaneers, the Jets, the Bengals before Burrows got back, and now just the Giants, right? I'm not seeing New England as a powerhouse.
Right.
I'm seeing New England had a really easy schedule that makes them look like a powerhouse. I think they're going to probably get the AFC bye because they got the Bills today, Ravens next week, the Jets and the Dolphins again. I mean, they're going to lose one of those games. They're going to be 14-3 and have the bye going into the playoffs. They're going to go out in the second round.
Yeah.
I don't see them being in a playoff game. They're young. They're good. Vrabel's got a lot of coaching chops there. He's got them all marching in the right direction. I think they need experience.
Yeah. They're Drake May's the real deal, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
And he's not Tom Brady, no matter what people in New England might be saying right now. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think that how they play against the Bills will tell you a lot about how they can play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the Bills
If
are
they
starting to
go
look
out-
like the Bills.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if they go out and they shut Josh Allen down and they continue to throw the ball with the accuracy and precision that they will score some points and they will beat Buffalo. And that will, for me, that would be okay, maybe they could win a second round game.
Yeah.
But I do need to see that kind of performance against Buffalo.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Do you think the Bears can take out the Packers? Do you think the Bears are legit?
I think those are two separate questions.
Okay, let's break it into two. Do you think the Bears could beat the Packers?
No.
Okay. Do you think the Bears are legit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So why
I think the
can't they beat
Bears are
the
playing
Packers?
really good football, but the Packers are like silent assassins.
Yeah.
They're ninjas. And it's getting to be that time of year where football at Lambeau Field gets different. And, their quarterback love is something else. And they are balanced all around. And that stuff starts to rise to the top here as the season ends in the NFL typically. And they're solid.
Okay. Do you think the Packers are going to go anywhere in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they could, right? I think they're as good as anybody.
I think it's them and the Rams in the NFC Championship game. If you're asking me my prediction today, you're right. Their defense is phenomenal.
Well, they got Micah Parsons, so.
Yeah. I mean,
That didn't hurt.
They had a brain fart game where they lost to the Browns, which was hilarious, 13-10. They tied the Cowboys 40-40, which is just, gunslinging.
Absurd.
And they lost to the Panthers and the Eagles in back-to-back weeks. And I don't know if it was injuries or they've got a ton of receivers. They don't have a pure number one receiver. They got a ton of really good receivers. They can hurt you.
Well, Reed comes back today.
Does he come back today?
And yes, he's off IR and he's playing today.
Oh, see, he can
And
kill you.
that's a difference maker.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. Did they lose their tight end as well?
I thought so.
Kraft?
Yeah, right.
Kraft?
Yep.
Yeah, so they don't have their tight end, right? But they're still playing really well. Their defense is all over the place. They've beaten the good teams, but they've lost to the Panthers, they've lost to the Browns, and they lost to the Eagles, who aren't the Eagles of last year.
No.
Right? So, but they've gone out there, they beat the Lions 31-24. They stomped on the Vikings. Yeah, okay, the Giants, the Steelers, the Cardinals, the Bengals, right? The Commanders, and the Lions again at the beginning of the season. They've beaten the teams they have to, but they seem to lose in these trap games. There's no trap games in the playoffs. Yeah, and I think today they're gonna settle the Bears down. Next week they're gonna handle the Broncos, and then they got the Bears again, Ravens and Vikings. I think the Packers are just gonna start gathering steam here. They're gonna get focused, and they're just gonna start steamrolling.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the injury list for the Packers. They do have a couple of people. They've got 2 defensive ends that are out. So that's not going to help.
No.
Hobbs, one of their cornerbacks, it's a starter, is questionable. Jaden Reed was officially listed as questionable, but it looks like he is going to play today. So so getting Reed back is huge.
Yeah, I think so. That's very big for them. Now, the other 2 divisions that we haven't touched, AFC North, there's a division of mediocrity right there. Baltimore's leading at 6-6. Pittsburgh's there at 6-6. Cincinnati looks like they may even be able to take the division if they come on strong here at the end. And they got a really good schedule, and a couple of the games the teams are above them. So they're at 4-8 right now. And they've got the Bills, the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. So that's going to be interesting on how they run the schedule here going out. But those are all very winnable games for Cool Joe.
Yeah, he's something else. You guys just got to keep him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Somehow, in some way, you got to keep him upright.
Yeah.
The biggest thing in that division for me, Matt, is there's actually real rumblings about Mike Tomlin needing a qualified real estate professional.
Yeah.
Which I think would be shocking.
Well, what does he have to work with? You know what I mean? Like, he's got a 40-year-old conspiracy theorist quarterback, and the team's getting older like he is. Like, he doesn't have anything. And I just thinking, if Cam Ward had played his cards right, just stayed at Washington State, he would have been available for something like the Steelers to grab, and he wouldn't be wasting his time in Tennessee. He'd be with a legit team. So they've got nothing to work with, right? Like, what more do you want from this guy?
So Pittsburgh's got one of the top defensive lineups that I think is being misused. They got DK Metcalf, you got Pat Frymouth, you've got Jalen Warren. Tomlin went to bat to get Rodgers. He's the guy that wanted Rodgers there. He said get rid of Pickens. He's a cancer in the locker room, and bring me in Rodgers because I just need a veteran quarterback that can throw the ball and I can win this thing. He pretty much put his reputation on the line for it.
Yeah.
Right. So and so he got the toys he wanted to work with him, and he's 6-6.
Yeah.
He's got to turn it around.
He does.
Yeah.
If he does not win that division, I think we'll see a head coaching change in Pittsburgh.
Where do you think he would land, and who do you think would take his spot? In 2 separate questions.
Yeah, so if you're Tennessee, why would you not go get Mike Tomlin?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's several places he could land.
Vegas is another good option.
Yeah, I think Pete's there one more year. But I could see it where Pete brings him onto his staff.
Yeah.
as a defensive coordinator, perhaps. And
Well,
that may be what Mike Tomlin wants to do, right? Maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach right away.
Yeah.
I could see Pete and Gino staying in Vegas one more year because they're going to have the pick of the best quarterback in the draft this year. Tennessee's going to pick before them, but they've got the quarterback. Giants may pick before them. They got a quarterback.
Yeah.
The Raiders are going to be the first quarterback needy team. So unless somebody trades up, they're going to have the top pick of the quarterback. So I could see Gino staying there. I could see Tomlin going there. Yeah. Miami's another place that's interesting because I don't think Mike McDonald's going to be
Mike McCarthy.
No, McDonald.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mike McDonald.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think he's going to be there next year.
Yeah.
He's so oblivious to how bad they're doing there. And I don't know if that's just he's trying to stay positive or if it's really, really oblivious. But
either way, it doesn't matter. They're bad.
Yeah. So
we'll see. Whatever you think, Tomlin.
So in terms of replacing him, I don't have a really good like a forerunner right now. Ben Johnson was the obvious one to get a promotion from a coordinator job last year. I think who's the offensive coordinator in New England? He might be ready for a job. I can't remember his name.
The defensive coordinator in New England?
No, the offensive coordinator.
Josh McDaniels.
Is it McDaniels?
Yeah, he's back in New England.
Oh, he is. Okay.
I think the NFL and him have come to agreement that he's not a head coach and he'll never try again. I mean, the opportunities he's had were golden and he ruined them. I mean, and I think 3 now that
we've talked about this before. My favorite Josh McDaniels is Bledsoe's winemaking partner, not offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tim. Do you have any ideas?
What was it, Mike's? Who was the former Jets head coach? Is back in San Francisco.
Robert Saleh.
Saleh. There's a possibility. Maybe someone from the college ranks. Maybe Mike Tomlin goes to the college ranks.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting take.
Yeah. There's.
I know Penn State locked up the guy from Iowa State this week, but I could have seen Mike Tomlin just relocating to State College. He'd have been a good fit there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still going to be openings. Ole Miss, is he now the head coach or is it just interim?
He's the head coach.
He's the head coach. They
signed Pete Golding. He is the guy. Okay.
I mean, there's always going to be an opening somewhere, right? Like you said, there's no job security in college football. And some, on the cusp team needs someone just to really get them over the top. We're talking about who the James Maston and who's the other one? Tulane. They need someone to push them right over the top to really get them the national exposure, NIL money, that kind of stuff. Getting a big name head coach like a Mike Tomlin, that's a boost for the boosts, right?
It helps. I think, though, before Tomlin goes to the college ranks, he'd take a seat in the booth for a few years. You've got Fox that's going to turn over their in-studio team, right? Howie Long has been there forever. Terry Bradshaw's been there forever. So I could see him stepping into a booth like that right away.
You've got the savvy, you think? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's before you go to college ranks, I think that's more viable. Yeah.
If you're Fox at this point, Terry Bradshaw, you've been great for 30 years.
Long time.
Might be time to move on.
Yeah. It's a bit like Don Cherry, right? It's been around just long enough.
Yeah, and they both dress pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So the last one's the AFC South. And Jacksonville's leading there. Took over Indy last week. Indy lost again, and Jacksonville won again. I mean, they beat the Titans. The they haven't really beaten anybody great. They beat the Texans before they were good. They beat the 49ers, the Chargers, but they've lost once to the Texans, to the Rams, to the Seahawks, and to the Bengals. Why'd they play the Texans twice? That's weird.
Yeah, they got both their divisionals out of the way, right?
Yeah. So I mean, Jacksonville's
So-
sitting there. Indy's 8-4, but they seem to the mystique has seemed to worn off on them a little bit, eh?
Well, I think Daniel Jones is just hurt. I mean, he's playing through a pretty painful foot injury.
Yeah, fractured
That
fibula.
Yeah, I thought it was foot.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
fibula. Maybe that's right. Anyway, it's painful. It's obvious he can't move. Whatever, lower leg. What we call it, a lower body injury in hockey, right? LBI.
Yeah.
LBI.
Whatever LBI he's got has made him immobile.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a sit and duck in the pocket. And he's a guy that's got to move around. Has to have a threat to run to be effective. So that's really taken a lot of wind out of their sails, I think.
Well, they've got the
Jacksonville's
Jaguars. Good. What's that?
The Jaguars are good. I mean, they have
Their
a heck
defense
of a
is
quarterback.
solid.
Defense is solid. They keep people in front of them. They don't get, a lot of huge plays against them. So, sure, why not?
They're playing today, the Jaguars and the Colts. So that's
They
a big
are.
divisional game right there. And then they got him again the Sunday after Christmas. So that's going to be tough. With the Seahawks and the 49ers
I like that,
in
though,
between.
right?
What's that?
I like that. Head-to-head in the division.
Yeah.
Like, let's determine the winner mano a mano.
Well, and that's what I find impressive is there's a lot of divisional games in the last week of the season. Big complaint, especially in the fantasy football world, is the last week of the season is a write-off. We don't do fantasy football playoffs in the last week of the season because players get rested because they've already made the playoffs and whatnot. I mean, you got the Chargers and the Broncos going against each other. You got the Colts and the Texans going against each other. I like that divisional game at the end of the season. The Chiefs have the Raiders. It makes it worse something because if the Chiefs are looking for that last wild card spot, the Raiders want to be spoilers because it's in the division. But then the Raiders also want a better play or draft pick, so they may roll over for them. So you never know, but you hope there's that competition level.
Yep, agreed. Agreed indeed.
Okay.
It'll be a good Sunday.
It should
Go
be fun
Hawks.
today. Should be fun. Go Bills. Go Texans. Those are the two teams I want to see win today. I think when we watched it last week, a lot of teams that should have won did win. And we hadn't been necessarily seeing that leading up to the next week. But I think we're getting down to the playoff crunch. And the serious teams are getting serious. Like the Lions were not really... They underperformed this year to a lot of people's standards. But they took care of the Cowboys. The Bills didn't mess around. 49ers didn't mess around. The Chiefs didn't mess around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get serious now. And then the weaker teams are just, they're getting beat, right? So things are sort of falling into play the way they're supposed to. So I expect the teams that should win will win this week, with the toss-up being the Bears versus Packers. That could go either way.
I agree.
Okay, I'm glad we all like each other.
Yes.
Okay, let's wrap up. Thank you very much, Mr. Bill. Go Miz. You got your basketball tournament coming up. Take down those Jayhawks, my friend.
Take them down.
No mercy. No mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Off
Gentlemen,
Topic
see ya.
with Tim, Matt, and Bill. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in to Off Topic, where we always go off topic.